So welcome to MLT online classes. In this lecture I am going to discuss about pregnancy tests. So what are pregnancy tests, students? So pregnancy test means these are the group of tests which will detect whether the woman is pregnant or not. So when we are suspecting that a woman, she has an unprotected sex, then we need to know whether the woman has been pregnant or not. Maybe her periods are stopped. So we need to know whether the period stopped due to the growing baby or the period stopped due to other causes. So we need to know whether she got pregnant or not. She got a pregnancy or not. In order to detect that, we will do some tests to detect the pregnancy. So these pregnancy tests are classically divided into two types. So one is biological tests and second one is immunological tests. So in biological tests, what we will do is first after getting pregnant, so the woman has a sex yesterday. So from yesterday onwards, it takes around 2 to 3 weeks to develop a protein in her body called CHG, human chorionic gonadotropin. This is called HCG. I'm sorry. She will develop a protein called HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. So when the woman is pregnant, so she is the woman, she got pregnancy, and she will secrete a hormone called HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, and this HCG will be secreted out via urine. So it will be excreted via urine. So this urine will have, a pregnant woman urine will definitely have this particular protein called HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. So detection of this HCG is the main thing in this pregnancy test. So HCG plays a crucial role. So how to detect this HCG? So presence of HCG obviously indicates that the woman is pregnant, right? So in order to detect this HCG, we will approach two methods. One is biological method and second one is our immunological method. So in biological method, what literally I will do is after 2 to 3 weeks, after 2 to 3 weeks of unprotected sex, I will take urine of this woman. Definitely in that urine, she should have HCG. And to detect that HCG, I will take 2 ml of this woman's urine. I will inject this urine into a rat. Okay. So when I inject this urine into a immature rat, I mean rat which is not matured to develop a babies. So I will take this urine and I will keep urine in the rat. So what rat will do? Rat will get activated due to this HCG protein, and rat will start synthesizing the ovums. So rat reproductive system will get activated. Keep in mind, we need to use a female rat. So when I inject this urine into a female rat, in a immature female rat will undergo reproduction. So after I will introduce this urine for 2 days, 2 ml urine 2 days. After that I will leave this rat for 5 days. So after 5 days, what happens is rat will start slowly releasing ovulation. So how I will know that rat started ovulation? So I need to kill the rat, I need to open the rat, and I need to see the ovaries of the rat. Presence of corpus luteum or presence of ovulation or presence of some eggs within the ovary of rat indicates, yes, this woman's urine has HCG. That means woman is pregnant. So these kind of tests are called as biological tests. In biological tests, we need some experimental animals to detect the presence of HCG in the urine. Whereas in immunological tests, what we will do is we will take antibodies, specific antibodies that will detect directly this HCG protein, and we can detect by a non-biological test like on a slide. So in vitro test and this is in vivo test. So let us discuss about biological tests in a nutshell. So these biological tests are of 3 types: Asin-Zondek test, Kopperman test, and Friedman test. So what is this Asin-Zondek test stated is, so what he did is he took 2 ml urine, pregnant woman urine, and he injected this 2 ml urine into a mice. 2 ml of this urine has been injected into mice for 2 days. So 2 days he injected this urine into mice. Then he waited for 5 days. He waited for the mice to live for 5 days. So after 5 days, what he did is, the mice has been killed. He killed the mice and he observed the ovaries of the mice. Okay, in the ovaries, if the mice has corpus luteum, means presence of corpus lutea, that means it is a form of a cell, a matured ovarian follicle cell is called corpus lutea. So presence of corpus lutea indicates ovulation in mice. So that indicates positive for pregnancy. That means this woman has HCG protein, this urine has a human chorionic gonadotropin, and that gonadotropin has activated the mice, and mice ovary started corpus lutea, and that mice started ovulation. So by having corpus lutea in the mice indicates positive for the pregnancy of this woman. So this is the test. So this requires 5 days, and it requires also need to kill the mice to get the results. So this is one test. Then Copperman, what Copperman did is he modified the Aswin-Zondek test. Instead of so he also took 2 ml urine, just like the Zondek test. Now instead of mice he used rat. Okay, so instead of mice he used rat, and he injected the urine into the subcutaneous. He injected urine into the skin of the rat, and he waited for 2 days. After 2 days, what he did is he once again killed the rat, and he observed for the presence of ovaries within the ovary of the rat. Presence of corpus lutea indicates positive for the test. So the only thing is he reduced the time duration from 5 days to 2 days by taking rat, and he injected this urine into the skin of the rat. So this is the modified Zondek test. So we have one more test called Friedman test. So in Friedman test, what he did is next one is Friedman. I'm sorry. So in Friedman test, he took urine, 15 to 20 ml urine, and this urine has been injected to a rabbit. Literally he injected urine into the rabbit, okay, via what route? Into intramuscular. So he injected 15 to 20 ml of urine into the rat of the muzzle, directly into the muzzle of rat. So after 48 hours he killed the rat, and he observed the ovaries of the he killed the rabbit and he observed the ovaries of the rabbit. Presence of corpus lutea in the ovaries of the rabbit indicates positive for the pregnancy. So this you will get results within 2 days. So this is the Friedman's test. So what are the major disadvantages for biological tests? So let us see the disadvantages of biological tests. Okay. So keep in mind, all biological tests we can perform by using urine of a pregnant woman. At least she should have pregnancy for 2 to 3 weeks. Only after 2 to 3 weeks after sexual intercourse we can detect the HCG in the biological tests. So the first one is sacrificing animals, killing of animals. So that is one problem in the biological test, killing of animals. Then we need to wait, we should wait for at least 2 to 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks to perform the test. Now the third one is results. When we will get the results after doing this test? So the latency itself is 48 hours in Friedman's test, and in Archick-Zondek test it is 5 days. So results are very late. So that is one problem. At least it will take 2 to 5 days to get the results, right? Then other problem is cruel way of cruelty, animal cruelty. So literally we will sacrifice thousands of rat animals, lab animals to do a simple pregnancy test. So that is one of the major problem with biological tests to detect pregnancy. Then we have immunological tests. So in immunological tests, what happened is, instead of using any animals, we can directly observe whether the woman is pregnant or not by taking a reagent. That reagent contains antibodies. So let me say what is that procedure. Okay, so So in immunological test, what we will do is, in immunology you need to keep in mind two concepts. One is antigen and one is antibody. So what is antigen and what is antibody? Antigen, say for example, here it is human chorionic gonadotropin. It is the substance which is present in the urine of a pregnant woman, right? So this substance will leak into the urine immediately after 2 to 3 days. Within 2 to 3 days of a pregnant woman, she will start secreting this HCG, and this HCG can be easily detected by specific antibody. So antibodies are very specific in nature, right? So only antibody which is which has affinity towards HCG will bind to the HCG antigen. So these antibodies are called as anti-HCG antibodies. So these anti-HCG antibodies will attack the will detect the HCG antigen. So what exactly, how I got these antibodies in a rat? How how I got this reagent, anti-human chorionic gonadotropin antibodies. So let me say one thing. So this is a rat, okay, and in this rat, maybe I should draw like this. Okay, this is a rat. Now what I did is, I will purposefully inject a small amount, maybe 0.02 ml of urine, maybe the same patient's urine. That urine may contain human chorionic gonadotropin, right? So when I introduce this antigen into the rat immune system will get activated, and rat immune system will start synthesizing antibodies against this HCG, right? Then I will wait for 5 days. After 5 days, what happens? Rat developed anti-human chorionic gonadotropin antibodies, and these antibodies will be extracted, and I will keep these antibodies in a bottle. So this is the reagent. So now I have anti-HCG antibodies in a reagent. Now what I can do is, test is very straightforward. I will take a glass slide, okay, I will add urine of that pregnant woman, so that urine may contain HCG antigens, right? HCG antigens. Now I will add these HCG antibodies. So I will add reagent. So this reagent I will add. In this reagent it will have antibodies, right? So these antibodies will get attached to the HCG antigen of the pregnant woman. If this antigen and antibody combine together, they won't form any clumps. So I need to detect whether this reaction occurred in the slide or not. In order to detect this reaction, what I will do is, I will take sheep RBC, I will take sheep red blood cells, okay, and these sheep red blood cells will be coated with HCG antigen. Once again, HCG antigen, okay. So after I will take urine and I added the reagent. If the urine contains HCG, means this antigen will get binded with the antibodies and they form a complex, but I cannot see that complex. Now I am going to add a red blood cells that are coated with the same antigen, same HCG antigen. If I add these red blood cells to this suspension, these red blood cells won't even clot, because already the antibodies are attached to the urinary HCG. So these red blood cells will be suspended simply. So absence of no agglutination. So these red blood cells won't agglutinate. Absence of agglutination indicates positive for pregnancy. How? Why these red blood cells haven't agglutinated? Because the antibodies are already attached to the HCG present in the urine. So these antibodies won't attach to the, see students, these are red blood cells and this is HCG. They won't agglutinate because these antibodies are not attached to them. Because these antibodies are already attached to the HCG protein. So that indicates lack of no agglutination, means presence of pregnancy. That woman urine has HCG protein. That is why we didn't saw any agglutination. Let me say second phenomenon, then you will understand very easily. So second phenomenon is a non-pregnant woman urine, and this urine there is no HCG proteins. So after adding urine, what I did is I added HCG antibodies. I added antibodies. Now these antibodies are free in nature. There is no antigen to bind. Now I will take red blood cell coated with HCG antigen. So I will add red blood cells with HCG antigen over them. So immediately these antibodies will agglutinate the red blood cells. Right? Because the red blood cells has HCG antigen. That results in agglutination. Why agglutination happened? Because antibodies are free. When the antibodies are free, when there is no HCG in the urine. So agglutination indicates negative for HCG in urine. HCG in urine. There is no HCG means negative for pregnancy. So this is the pregnancy test. If you are still having any doubts means you can ask me in the Zoom video call and I will help you out. Okay. So see you students. See you in the next class. Have a good day.